Hello guys, how are we doing? Welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another smashing video. Yeah, this is going to be a Games Battles game on Bocage. I don't know, how is it pronounced? Someone needs to tell me. Bocage, I've been saying it wrong this whole time probably. I've been saying Bocage because I think it's French, but people tell me it's Bocage. God knows, God knows. Anyway, I'll go 49 and 16 on the map with an SMG, with an STG. This is obviously, as you can tell, an STG with a very nice class setup for game battles. It kills super quickly, and as you can see right here, I managed to pick up 3 headshots in a row. It's an absolute beam. It kills super quick, especially when you're hitting heads. Before we get into it though, before I tell you this dominant class setup with this gun, I just wanted to say thank you for the support on the channel again. I've had a couple new subscribers since my last video, so welcome. And I just really wanted to see what sort of content you guys are watching on Vanguard. Are you watching less Vanguard recently? You're not really enjoying it? I know Halo's come out. I've had a bit of fun on Halo recently. Played a bit of ranked. Got placed into Plat 5. I can't remember. Plat 5, Plat 6. I haven't played since, but I've been thoroughly enjoying it. Have you guys tried out? I'd be interested to know. But yeah, what sort of content are you watching on Vanguard? What sort of things would you like to see? There's some of you guys who probably already know what I post because you followed my channel for a while now. However, for the new guys, I tend to post like a bit of pubs and competitive sort of things like game battles. Eventually, I'll post mostly ranked, which is what I did on Cold War. And I post like my best class setups. I'll give all the guns a try. I see what I think suits me well, what works well with them, and I sort of try and give you guys advice on how to better your game. That's essentially what this game's going to be. For those of you, well, towards the end of the video when I get into it, when I finish all this introductive mayhem, essentially what I'm going to be doing, I'm just going to be giving and providing tips on my thought processes. Easier for me to say, thought processes, and why I do certain things around the map, and how to play as an AR on hardpoint on this map essentially, and just give you guys an insight into my decision making. Hopefully help you guys out if you guys are playing GBs at all. Yeah, so essentially that's what I'm going to be doing, and for the future that's essentially what it's going to be. It's going to be a bit of pop stomping, some tips and tricks, best class setups, and a bit of competitive Call of Duty as well. So if that sounds like something you enjoy, make sure you're sub to the channel because that is all I post. Yeah, so let's get straight into it. This gun is an absolute nuts gun. Because it's Game Battles, not CDL, you can have the vital proficiency, so obviously I've got that on, which makes essentially the headshot area go down to the upper torso, which means that you can kill people rather quickly. I don't have a magazine on it because it's banned in GBs because all the magazines can be a bit broken as a damage metric, which makes this a 2-bullet kill. It has been nerfed, but it's still pretty overpowered. So the other attachments I do have on are the F8 stabilizer muzzle, the VDD 760mm barrel, slate reflector as my choice of sight, and it's my go-to choice of sight really. You guys have probably seen everyone use it, but I know a lot of you guys have a different. That guy just got absolutely turned on. Let's not ignore that. He just got absolutely pooped on. Moving on, the VDD's 27 precision as the stock. I mean, give me any gun. Give me a little potato peeler, and I will shred on the map. I mean, that's just absolute dominance right there, if I can say so myself. Back to the class setup, we've got VDD 27 precision stock, which I've already said. Vital proficiency, on-hand kit, and this essentially makes it faster for you to be able to throw your throwables. And as I'm using Gammon Bomb in this particular class, which is my preferred lethal, they tend to take quite a while. So having on hand as your weapon kit really helps you able to launch that thing faster. Stippled rear grip. I have a lengthened ammo type, which is a must, and then the M3 ready grip just for a bit of faster ADS, faster mobility, that sort of thing. So we're moving on to P5, I believe it is. On the map, and this is essentially where ARs are, it's their home. It's a really nice position to hold. This and P2 are really ideal for the ARs of you out there. But other than that, this map tends to be a bit more of an SMG map, just because there's so many buildings and a lot of close quarters action. So right here, I'm sort of playing blocking spawns, trying to anchor a bit, providing support to the left lane. I don't really know what to call out for that. Ideally, the setup would be to have an SMG on point, an SMG in the house to my right, which is called Granny's or House, whatever, an AR up to the left, which we have at the moment, and an AR essentially where I am, looking down this middle bit, and then right to the side, just as I look at that timing, just like that, just to enable, you know, just to cover as many areas as possible. Obviously, I'm not completely fighting for rolled. There's only 5 seconds by the time I get to there. Maybe get 3 or 4 seconds on the hill. It's not really worth doing, especially if it causes me to die, loses me, you know, with the respawn delay, gets me out of position quite a bit. So instead, I decided to jump up on here, which is quite a nice spot as an AR for this hill. They can't really see you from behind when you're on the right edge of the edge here. So you are pretty much covered from that side of things, but you can overlook, you know, this hut as well as their entry from gate and just provide that support, as I say. Next hill is behind me, well, to the right now in this field of the tank, so I am sort of trying to slowly push through to their spawn, try and make them spawn the opposite side of the map, which is essentially how it works on hardpoint if you guys don't know. That's essentially what I'm doing here. I'm seeing the red dots and the radars, and I'm just basically following them. Ego shell the hell out of that guy. He doesn't even get a bullet in me somehow. I probably cameraed him. The guys on game battles aren't always guaranteed to be the best. It's just some guys who, clearly these guys were just some lads who wanted to chill, play some game battles, play some competitive Call of Duty without the gnarly shotguns and riot shields, which is absolutely fine. So they might not be of the highest caliber, which you guys might think is a bit bad, but I think it's good fun. And for those of you who watch me on Cold War, I tended to play higher caliber players essentially because it was actually ranks. Because I played League play, I was in no meaning to flex, but I was in the master game, the master rank. So you know, I used to play better players. Whereas game battles, you can sort of play amateur players, amateur CDL players, to people just like me who just want to enjoy the game essentially. But these guys actually put up a fair fight. We didn't completely obliterate them, but as I say, I went 49-16, so it was almost like a pubs game for me. But nonetheless, it was enjoyable. And spoiler alert, we do eventually get the win. So moving on to P3, if you guys couldn't tell, P2 essentially all you really want to do as an AR is to hold that back tin, which is essentially where I was, or hold on these barrels right there, which is where my teammate was trying to beam a guy, or did beam a guy across map with an MP40. Moving on to this hardpoint, if you want to take an entry into this, you can either go for the flank, go all the way around and try and, you know, spawn them out, which is what our teammate's doing, but obviously you don't want everyone doing that. So I'm picking up an SMG, which is one of my biggest tips, is that if you're running an AR, pick up an SMG. If you're running an SMG, pick up an AR. It all can be, well, whenever you can. Just because it's ideal for you to be able to... I don't know why I chowed that. I was weak. You knew where I was. I was dumb with me. Yeah, but having an AR and an SMG to hand is always going to be beneficial, especially in the hard points like this where it's really close range. I mean, look at that timing. I don't know, one, how he doesn't die, but the time is just appalling right there. So we do end up getting spawned out, but that's just, I think, because our teammate pushed back to the window, and we probably should have been a bit more aware of the time on the clock at the top, in the middle, and pushed to new, but... You know, we're confident. We were by this point we were fairly confident we'd be able to break this hill, and it's not like the map's huge and the hard points was really, you know, really far apart. So we weren't too fussed about that. Streaks wise, I did, as you guys probably saw earlier in the video, I did get full streaks. The streak that I've currently got like available to use, I don't really use quite a lot because it kills your team just as much as it kills the enemy team. So it's really not beneficial. Beneficial using it. The strafe run's good in certain situations, but the best one really is the guide bomb. You get full intel on where the enemies are, and you can, you know, really control where the damage goes. With the other kill streaks, you can. There is a large risk of shooting your own team, which is never good in a game with a respawn timeout. So even though I am running an SCG, with the current build it's in, I can get away with challenging subs at closer ranges like that. But I'd never rush into them. It would be more of get on the point. I nearly choked that. It's more of get on a point, hold an angle, and wait for them to come around the corner at you. That's essentially what it is. The only way you're losing that is if they break cameras, they start cancelling around the corner, and you're just not ready for them. So this right here is an absolutely beautiful spot. I found sort of by mistake. Never seen anyone use it before. It's So essentially we've got a similar set. We've got 2 SMGs around the hill. We've got one guy on the tree to the left side of the map, which is this guy. Really want an AR there, but he was using SMG. You can still put out damage in him before the MP40 can be. And I was on the tank just watching this mid side of the map. And really it's just about... I just didn't see that guy lying down. It's so frustrating sometimes. A lot less hard point competitive is literally just about communicating, making sure no one's watching the same angle, covering all areas essentially. So yeah, that's going to be the dub. As I say, I go 14. I don't get much hill time, but I think I'm still playing as an AR. I think I was the only AR on the team. I was sort of anchoring, holding off, let my teammate get the time while I was, picking up the kills. This is the beautiful kill cam where I absolutely went off with both guns. That's going to do it. I'll go 49 and 16 as we see at the end. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace for now.